Christian Denominations, a fiction novel being written by Lorenzo Morgan Jr. Rough draft being read by Lorenzo Morgan Jr. Production arrangement for this particular video by Lorenzo Morgan Jr. Chapter 2. The Mondays after Sunday worship service are always different for the young pastor, due to the random occurrences of constant change in social norms and worldly issues that affects the congregation members and the community. During this particular time, the young pastor transitions from his joy of Sunday worship service to the continued weekly joys of being a mentor to congregation members and a friend to the community, yet still managing to be responsible to personal matters and considerate to biological family members. From visiting ill congregation members to soliciting employers for job services at praying hands, the young pastor's Mondays are rarely routine without any downtime. This particular Monday morning, the young pastor finds the power in some old gardening tools to be useful in removing crabgrass and dandelions growing along the flower beds and concrete walkways on the Christian church's premises. By the time the sweat from the young pastor's shoulders and chest had saturated half of the t-shirt he was wearing, the sound of an old friend's voice provided a much-needed rest. "Still driving that old automobile, I see," muttered the young pastor's old friend while slightly chuckling. Answering a question with a question, the young pastor slowly turns to the gentleman standing on the concrete sidewalk adjacent to the Christian church's premises. "Still going for those early morning exercise walks, I see," responded the young pastor with a warm smile. Still slightly chuckling, the older gentleman replies in the same question with a question manner, but this time with a new question that pertains to the first question asked. "Don't them folk in now pay you enough money to at least buy a new automobile?" jokes the young pastor's old friend. Now chuckling as well, after hearing the old friend's rebuttal, the young pastor stands and brushes the dirt off his gardening gloves while casually walking towards the older gentleman standing on the concrete sidewalk. Refusing to let the good vibes subside, the older gentleman softly moves from questions about the young pastor's automobile to critiquing the young pastor's automobile parked nearby. "That automobile has to be 30 years old, and those rust spots and that clear coat failure on that automobile has to be about 20 years old," gently continues the old gentleman as him and the young pastor warmly embrace with a hug and continued chuckles. "That automobile is in the same condition when you sold me that automobile 20 years ago," replies the young pastor. Both men went from warm chuckles to laughing hysterically. In the midst of the two men's laughter, the young pastor quickly elaborates. "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth nor rust doth corrupt, where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." Just as fast as the young pastor finished his elaboration, the older gentleman quickly replied, I believe that is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 19 through 21. "And you'll be correct," uttered the young pastor.